Please call the medic, this beat came to me on a stretcher. In the lab, I step to the mic and feel like I'm Dexter. I'm a man, dark world, but I'm still shining like treasure. Yeah, I got joy like ha ha ha. Wait, and I can't wear smiles, that's fake. Then I'm between love and strong. Hate clock says no time for mistakes. Ring the alarm, sirens go off, but I'm calm. My life resides in his palm. Submit to my pops, respect for my mom. Honor them both, so my life will be long. Third time, get the charm of the third strike. Had to.
32, we have an update on a fiery crash in Chandler on that stretch of the I-10 where you first start to leave the valley and head down toward Casa Grande. Now, that horrific crash resulted in 5 people being killed.
Yeah, and the driver has now been arrested. DPS says that that driver was using TikTok at the time of that crash. He has 36-year-old Danny Tyner, and he says he received a message, and when he looked back up, traffic was halted. He couldn't stop his vehicle in time to avoid this massive collision that caused a 6-car crash on the eastbound lanes of the I-10 near Chandler Boulevard. 5 people were killed. DPS and the FBI arresting Tyner at his home yesterday after investigators had examined his phone. He said that he had turned over to authorities, so he's now facing manslaughter charges.
No, it doesn't matter what social media platform it was. It doesn't matter what he was doing, but the man.
Danny Tyner has been charged with 5 counts of manslaughter and other felony charges after it was determined he was on TikTok.
There's been an incident happened in Arizona. It happened a little while back, but I haven't really seen anybody post anything about it on here. Not in the trucking community anyway. Well, what happened was the guy was driving along. He was on TikTok live. Okay. He wasn't doing super crazy. He was doing 68 and a 55. Okay. He ended up crashing into the back of a couple of cars that got pushed up into the back of a semi. It caught on fire. 5 people were killed. Okay. They asked him what happened, and he said, I just come up on this suddenly and I couldn't stop. Okay. Well, upon further investigation, they had him turn over his phone to the FBI. All right. They did a forensic examination of his phone. Well, he also was charged with, he tried to delete some stuff, he tried to get rid of it, he tried to cover it up. So they wouldn't know that he was live while he was driving down the road. Okay? That's my understanding, was that he was live. If he wasn't live, then he was scrolling, which is even worse.
What's going on, drivers? Welcome to Trucking with Ole Snapper. I got a little news segment here for you, not going to be a long one. This TikToker and trucker, Danny Tyner, out in Arizona, he was arrested. This is something that happened a little over a month ago, but I don't see anybody really talking about it, not in the trucking community anyway. And I think it's important. It's really important for a lot of the fellow creators out there, other YouTubers, TikTokers, different things like that. You know, we've had discussions in the past. I know I did a video on it a little over a year ago about guys that are on their phones while they're going down the highway. Even if you're not looking at your phone, even if you're just listening to it, it doesn't matter. This can happen to you. This driver, Danny Tyner, was in a crash in Arizona on I-10. He told investigators that he looked down at a message from his company, and when he looked back up, the traffic had stopped and he couldn't stop in time. Well, it killed several people, injured some others. It was a really bad deal. Drivers, I mean, there's people that literally burned to death in their cars because they were trapped because of this accident. He was doing 68 miles per hour in a 55 and in a construction zone at the same time, which that in itself is bad to begin with. But even worse, he was on his phone. Now, he tried to cover it up. He tried to delete whatever he was doing. He was on TikTok. I don't know if I've heard rumor he was live. I've heard rumor he was scrolling. But he tried to delete his history and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter. When they do a forensic investigation on a phone, it doesn't matter if you delete it or not. They're going to find it. So if you were on your phone going down the road and you have an accident, you are going to get caught. Nowadays, it's one of the first things they do is seize your phone. They want your phone. Now, they didn't seize his right away. They went and got it later, but because he had time to try to delete whatever it was he was doing on TikTok, but they were still able to see what he did and what he was doing at the time of that crash with his phone. So he's been charged with manslaughter and a few other charges as well. And probably at his age, probably going to spend the rest of his life in an Arizona prison because he couldn't leave his phone alone going down the road. Pull off, park. Y'all see I'm a creator. I make videos. I park. I'm parked right now. I'm in a truck stop in Tennessee. You know, I pull off in a rest area. If you're going to do something on TikTok, you want to play on TikTok for a few minutes, you got time, pull off, park, and do it. Don't do it going down the road. Now, I know what some of you are going to say. Some of you are going to say, well, I see four-wheelers doing it all the time. I'm going to tell you a corny old line my grandma used to tell me. If four-wheelers start jumping off bridges, would you start jumping off bridge too? Who cares what they're doing? If they get caught, that's on them. But driver is a professional driver. As a professional, you should not be messing with that phone going down the road. Not only are you putting yourself at risk, but you're putting everybody around you at risk. You know, I've seen drivers honk at other drivers when they're on their phone. I've seen them get on a CB when they're on the phone. And I hear other people sometimes come across the radio and they're like, mind your business, stay in your lane. Well, if the driver's on the phone and you call them out, you are minding your business because if that driver loses it, he may hurt you. Okay, so it does affect you. You know, so I see that as a little different deal. You know what I'm saying? I don't see a problem with that. I honk at them sometimes if I'm going by and they're on their phone. Just like, hey, dude, leave that phone alone. You're going to get yourself killed. You may get one of my family members killed. You may get a friend of mine killed. Something may happen. It's happened a few times, and here's an exact example of it right here. Drivers, we can do better. Stay off the TikTok, stay off the YouTube when going down the highway. We have plenty of time stopped that we can do those things. We take 10-hour breaks. There's plenty of time for us to do those types of things. Anyway, that's all I got. Y'all take care, stay safe, and keep trucking.